Guys, it's Lisa Marie and Anthony from I Can't Wait to Travel, and we are here to share another day on our Mediterranean cruise and trip and let you know what we thought about the location, the food, the culture, the people, everything. So the next place that we went to is formerly Heraklion, Greece, but we just call it Crete.
Crete.
Crete. For Crete, we actually went on a plateau excursion where the objective was to drive through Crete, go to a monastery, and then go and have lunch. So driving through Crete, any thoughts?
Oh, wow. It was beautiful scenery, especially the winding roads. I don't know how I thought our family's from Jamaica, right? And when driving in Jamaica, it's like insane. But how I saw they drove here in Crete, especially on the mountainsides, around the cliffs and stuff, I was like, this is crazy.
Half the excursion was being in the bus and going around on the winding roads. Yeah. I was like, oh gosh.
Yeah.
This is like a daring amusement ride in itself.
Oh, it was.
We got to the first monastery, and as we've seen several monasteries on this trip, it was absolutely gorgeous. I'm sure you're seeing the pictures of it right now. You know, extremely beautiful. This monastery had a couple of compartments that were different than others that we saw, though.
That's true.
So first, we went into the actual church where they would pray. There was paintings on the walls that had been, I guess, stripped away by the years. We weren't able to take pictures of the actual intimate area of prayer. You know, pictures of Jesus, Mary,
the Last Supper.
Exactly. You know, the apostles. Interestingly enough, we even saw a skull with a cross or the bones going across, and we've never seen a skull in a church before. And actually, you know, many cultures, like even like the Day of the Dead, they have the skull in their ritual practices, and a lot of Christians actually veer away from having the skull there. So that was a first to see that. Yeah.
And when we asked the tour guide, why is it that we see like a skull and bones that looked like it was underneath Jesus's feet while on the cross? She said, "Oh, it represents death," which I was thinking, well, Jesus on the cross, I thought that would be representative of death enough, but I guess you wanted to. Yeah, I guess they wanted to double down on it. Let you know that he did. But we do know he is risen, though.
And he's risen, yes. It was just really interesting to see all of that. Even the stories that she had behind the pictures, just to show like how strict they were and conservative. You know, just interesting stories even about, like, I don't know if you were there for when she showed the snakes, the picture of the snakes being wrapped around the woman who weren't following the rules. They kind of tried to scare the woman into saying if you weren't of this faith or if you weren't practicing the right way and being obedient, that you would have like snakes come around your body. So it's just different but interesting. Another thing that we were able to do, we were able to go into these little compartment areas and see like old paintings and biblical books, and I just thought it was really interesting throughout Greece, and Anthony may see it differently, but I just thought it was interesting to see when the people in Greece visualize Jesus and his apostles, the images they have of him, in my opinion, are so different than the images we saw in Italy.
Yeah.
As we all know, the history in Italy, in the Roman era, they created Jesus with blonde hair, blue eyes. And in Greek, it was very interesting because all of the pictures of Jesus were of a darker toned skin. The disciples were of that as well.
For the most part. There were a few where he had fairer skin, but there was overwhelmingly a lot that we saw where he had darker toned skin. Even one of the pictures where it showed Jesus with darker toned skin and then the apostles actually with lighter toned skin. Yeah. We did speak to someone in another, I forgot what other city we were in, where we asked that question. And then the person said it could have been just based on that person's perspective, of why it was painted that way. But the picture that we're referring to, when asked when was this actually painted, was in the 18th century.
I want to be very clear. I don't care what color Jesus is. I just thought it was interesting how a different culture, both being a fairer skin, could visualize Jesus in such different ways, visualize his apostles. So that I just thought that was artistically interesting perspective. After we left the monastery, we were able to stop on the side of the road, take some pictures with some windmills that are significant to the Crete area. We were able to go to an authentic Crete restaurant and local area to have lunch and taste the food. So what did you think about this?
They were constantly bringing out more food back to back. I don't know if it was the manager or the owner, but he indicated if you want more bread, you want more meatballs, if you want more pork, anything you want, more wine. They had rosé wine that they were serving that was really good from Crete. I was like really shocked.
They provided us with very unique dishes, but also delicious. And then for dessert, they had 2 different types of desserts. So we really had an opportunity to taste the food of Crete, and it was very delicious. Our tour ended there. It was a very short tour, just enough for us to try to get our feet wet with history and the culture. And we decided to go out into the downtown area and do a little shopping.
Yeah, that was pretty interesting. We had a good time there shopping. You want to tell them what happened?
So in all the other locations that we've gone to so far, we do see shops, of course, but there is nothing like shopping in Crete. I mean, we walked by, the clothes were so nice, they were priced so well that we said, okay, we're just going to do our whole Christmas list here in Crete. So we ended up stopping at several clothing stores, several purse stores, and filling up a carry-on of gifts for our family, because the quality was just so great, and I'm really just surprised that we got such great quality products at such a low price.
Yeah, we had to go down the block, go buy another carry-on bag, which ironically we said to ourselves when going on this trip initially, we said, you know what, we probably should bring an extra carry-on bag, so when we buy gifts we can end up bringing it back. And look, we didn't do that.
But why didn't we do it? Because we barely shop when we're out of town.
Barely.
So this was
the most ever.
So you guys have to know that Crete had some great things for us to buy. So if you are going to be shopping in Greece, stop by Crete. And I don't want to only tell you about the excursion and what we did. I do want to tell you about the people. So nice. The gentleman at the restaurant that was the owner that Anthony mentioned, the people in the store, just the local people walking by, everyone was so nice to us. We stopped in the pharmacy and I asked, can I get I wanted to buy another toothbrush. And she said, oh, which one do you want? And I said hard. She goes, no, don't get hard. It's going to affect your gums. Let me get you medium.
Let me get you the right color. What color?
Yeah, she went back to say, oh, I want you to get the perfect color toothbrush. It was just so much, detail and hospitality to everything. It was really, really impressive. And I felt really welcomed. I would definitely go back.
100%.
Yes. So thank you all for listening to our day in Crete.